Let's ride, outlaws. Welcome to Ghost Rider Intuition. My name is Bree. I'll be your judge, jury, and executioner over here, as well as president of the motorcycle club. Thanks so much for joining us. Definitely hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons as you're coming in, and hit the notification bell so that you can keep updated with all of the investigative tarot reads that we have going on, zodiac reads, as well as spiritual warfare tips, just to help keep you protected and strapped up as you move through these spiritual streets. So, yeah. The energy that is coming through today and for the last couple days is coming from the Fae. So let's just, get a message from the Fairy Kingdom, because clearly they have a lot to say. So many people have been talking to me about like Celtic, Scottish, Irish type of stuff. So, I think they want to be heard. So let's get into it. I call upon the Most High, my ancestors, angels, demons, spirit guides, power animals, and specifically the Fairy Kingdom's guides. Please come through, protect me as I channel, and use me as a mouthpiece for the divine. Please allow me to deliver messages of truth, the highest clarity, concise, precise, and accurate messages for my collective that resonates with the Fairy Kingdom. Any guides of distortion and any energies of opposition must be exorcised from this place at once. Ashe, ashe. All right, Fairy Kingdom, what do we have to say today? We're going to start with our playing card oracle, just for the whimsy of it all. Ooh. Okay. We have the Executioner here with Penance, Vengeance, Retribution, and Judgment. Emotional Fulfillment, the Cat Who Got the Cream. Working as a Team in Reverse, Not Fully Human. Blood Money. What else? Shamanic Ancestors. So with the Executioner here and Not Fully Human, it's giving me the energy of people who were sent after someone who isn't fully human. This individual could be a changeling, or just a targeted individual of any sort of energetic bloodline. These are people who experienced emotional fulfillment, feeling like the cat who got the cream. Like they're kind of showing me from Cinderella, the cat Lucifer, and like how smug that cat was all the fucking time. So these are people who took money to go after this individual who was not fully human in an attempt to take them out. These people worked as a team with their shamanic ancestors, and individuals who have been targeted by this group are being advised to take space and to allow your warring ancestors to basically have your back here, because you're verified in the spiritual realm, and it's about to be a moment of truth for these people in the next week or so, as they come to realize that you are truly who you say you are here with feminine rage. I just heard a pop, so yeah, that's definitely that. Despite all of this though, the actual energy that I'm like actually like channeling in, it doesn't seem angry. I feel like your Fae ancestors are more laughing at these people because like, really? Oh man, they're about to have some fun. Let's see. Let's get some from the plants. I need to get some more decks going for the channel, y'all. So if you feel so inclined to help your girl out with that, definitely, you know, drop me a little donation and we'll get some new energy going for the, oh man, I bent my card. That's okay. I'll fix it later. Okay, Plant Kingdom. Plant messages do we have from the fairies for our collective? They say take 3, so we'll take 3. We have Mandrake here, so this is like protection, psychic protection here. What else? Henbane. And we have hemlock. Lots of poison. Lots of poison. And then we have camellia at the bottom and wolfsbane at the head. So yeah, with the wolfsbane being at the ego, wolfsbane is a plant about stripping away illusions. This is the plant that's, you know, staves off werewolves and vampires. So with emotional fulfillment here, it's almost like somebody was trying to mess with your emotional fulfillment here, mess with your protection as far as your like sacral energy goes. In an attempt to tap into your gifts. So this could be a love bomber here, or somebody who would work you up into some sort of ecstatic state in the hopes of kind of having you project out of the body here. I just keep hearing, well, that didn't work. Well, now did it? All right, let's go into the descriptors here because they may tie in together. Let's see. Number 17, Venus, Saturn, and Mars. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the parts that are calling out to me. True mandrake is considered a magical herb with sacred associations with Hecate, Diana, Hermes, Mercury, and Aphrodite. It has always had a sinister reputation due to its human-like shape, which would often be crafted into a doll or a puppet, referred to as an outrun or a mannequin. The spirit of the root is said to draw within in a way that the witch could fare forth into the world of spirit by animating a root doll capable of doing the witch's bidding, conferring protection and blessing upon a household or smiting enemies. The doll is often clothed and regularly fed with water, wine, milk, or blood, empowering it to perform these duties. Lore tells us that the mandrake was created by the fallen semen of the hanged man at the gallows, and that when dug, its scream can kill a human, evoking the idea of enticing a hungry dog tied to the loose root to rip it out of the ground by placing meat just outside of its reach. And thus the dog bears the scream's deadly sound, not the human harvesting it. A pinch of mandrake root is a powerful catalyst for any spell, bringing an intense force to make things happen. Its use in fertility magic as well as in medicine and love and lust is biblical, with references in Genesis 30:14 through 16 and Song of Songs 7:12 through 13. Its baneful nature makes it useful in domination and cursing as well as protection, though the otherworldly qualities grant the power of flight and visions. It can also be used to confer invisibility. As a plant spirit, it's a prominent teacher of witches, being the most human of the baneful herbs. It can act as a guide and a teacher in magic, initiating us onto the crooked path and to meet with the witch goddess and god. Its essence is used to heal issues around power, particularly around abuses of sorcerer's power, as in such cases where we have used magic power to unnecessarily harm or when others have harmed us. It can also find an appropriate blend of spirituality, magic, and sexuality to find and power through seeming transgressions against mainstream society or the breaking with expectations. Okay, and then we have number 12 with henbane, 12 and 11. So again, yeah, this is people working to send you back a step. Henbane is associated with Saturn and Jupiter. The element is earth and water. It has multiple associations, often about darkness and death. It's considered both an auricular herb and a funerary herb. It dealt with both the realm of the dead and the spirits. Its smoke was used to enter trance and see beyond the veil. In Germanic traditions, it has associations with with divine inspiration and divine madness. It was used to flavor beers. It's also sacred to Shiva. In healing work, it helps us to reconnect to our ancestral magic, particularly if we have shut down to it or sealed away our magical selves due to fear, trauma, or abuse. Henbane helps heal ancestral lines where magic was prevalent and then lost due to disbelief, religious indoctrination, or simply fear of the unknown. Henbane helps you to regain your magical power and psychic senses. Get out of here. Freaking monitoring bug. When henbane appears in the reading, you are called to see things differently, looking at the past, present, and future with for a complete picture. So you might find yourself gaining access to reserves of power or inspiration found in your ancestral lineage and awakening to a deeper power of insight. Along with it might be other ancestral gifts passed to you that you may have forgotten. Aptitudes within you will be awakened. The affirmation is, I welcome and accept my ancestral inheritance. And then number 11 with hemlock. Hemlock is one of the most dangerous of the witch's herbs, preferring to grow near boundaries and borders of roads, gardens, and waterways, for it is an herb of the gate of the veil between life and death. Magically, it should only be used with great care. Traditionally, it's used in magic to curse and harm, and charms and spells that call upon its poison. Somewhat counterintuitively, it's also used to cleanse and empower the tools of the witch, often the blade or the wand. Like many toxic herbs, it can be used in toxic versions of flying ointment to aid in journeying to the underworld. And in religious veneration, any of the dark gods and goddesses, such as Hecate, can be honored by tending to hemlock. It was the chosen death of the classical philosopher Socrates. It's about boundaries, borders, and other worlds, and it can help us to have vivid dreams and journeys, particularly when we face trauma and violence we have experienced or committed against another. It helps us when we cannot change or move on by dissolving calcified thoughts and beliefs in our energy body and getting in touch with our deeper consciousness. Unpleasant dreams will often be the trigger for change. When hemlock appears, pay attention to your dreams and your nightmares. You have an opportunity to get unstuck and move through anything that is stopping you. The inner voice and intuitive message create the key for you to bypass anything that keeps you stuck and simply get going in your own evolution without delay. So all of these plants have to do with a flying ointment. So there's something here about getting more into like hedge witchcraft and you may need to get your hands on a flying ointment, honestly. So if you've been using other plant substances in an attempt to induce an awakening that's been unsuccessful, you're being encouraged to go the old route. However, be mindful of the fact that these herbs can be poisonous, so moderation is going to be key here. You may be called to, like I said, the hedge path or to the poison path. This is a path of great truth and a path of discomfort for those who are not adequately prepared to face the truths that will be revealed to them. So go slow and don't allow... Let's run that back. Go slow and allow what comes in to come in, but don't force it, because, you know, it's kind of like a conversation I was having the other day. Respect the plant. Because, yeah, this shit will fuck you up. With all these baneful elements in your reading as well, this is giving me more of the unseelie court when it comes to Fae. So you may be resonating more with the darker energy of the fairies at this time. And with that, you also need to be careful, because that can really, really quickly get into trickster, malevolent type of energy. So don't agree to things that you don't have any business agreeing to. Don't make too many promises, and maintain your sovereignty. You know, follow the rules of interacting with the Fae to the T. You be spirited away. Anything else from the fairy ancestors? Too many cards. I need more words from the fairy ancestors. More words from the fairy. More from the fairy. Yeah, we have the Knave of Water here. I'm picking up on moving from an energy of feeling like your sacral essence is being carried by masculine energies, also like abducted and misused by the masculine energies around you, transmuting that energy and regaining your power here, forcing these men to put their weapons down. And to give you the respect that you deserve. Moving past spaces and people who are worshiping the phallic energy, if you will, at the detriment of the woman in their life. These cards keep wanting to drop on the floor. What the hell? So yeah, it's giving underworld. You have to go to the lower world in order to transmute these energies here. But be mindful as you go, because I don't know how well you can see this, but there's a dude in the background here. It's giving Voldemort, honestly. Not every energy that you find in the hedge is going to be friendly to you. This is reminding me, I was having a conversation with somebody about some Fae. There's this being called the Genkena. I think I said it correctly. I don't speak Old Irish, but basically they are male spirits that you find in the woods that would play music and lure women into their death, essentially. They're considered like a Irish incubus, if you will. So like that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So like if you're going to work with the Fae in order to transmute these energies, it would likely be a little bit better for you to stick to the more feminine energies at this time, in order to avoid becoming prey. And don't eat anything that they offer you here with the Ace of Fire. She like bit into the apple here and fell asleep. So like, you know. Just be careful. Yeah. Anything else? Get us one from the shamanic, they said. Okay. Anyone messages from the Fae, from the Shamanic Healing Oracle? We have abundance, so make sure that you're bringing an offering to the Fae when you come to work with them. Something about 3 coins and perhaps a food offering as well. They like milk and honey. And it will be all good. Anything else? they're saying don't be scared, just be smart. With integration and movement into balance here. So they're going to teach you how to integrate this serpent energy that has been niggling in the back of your mind here, to really harness your sacral energy, and ultimately to move into balance here. Something about harnessing the energies of both the sun and the moon here. Something about spirals as well, so that aspect of sacred geometry could also be very helpful for you. I'll be honest, guys, fairies are not my main jam when it comes, so with teaching here in reverse, I can't really teach you too much about that shit. So definitely find yourself a good teacher. And it may be good to take some time to retreat into nature as you are working with these spirits, because they're not necessarily an energy you would want to bring into your home, because of the discernment that's needed between like light and the dark. So like this is balancing between like unseelie aspects and seelie aspects. So yeah, I would encourage you to work with them more outside, more like in the forests or in the groves. Yeah, there's definitely something about the spiral here. So they're definitely gonna help you to ascend and to further develop